Parshas Miketz Shvi. Vayimar Yosef, and Yosef hastened. Yinimkru Rachamav el-Achiv, for his mercies had stirred towards his brother. Vayivakish Livkez, and he wanted to cry. Vayovi Acharoda Vayev Kshama, so he went into the room and he cried there. Vavashki Yinimkru Rachamav, for his mercy was like steered. Shalom Yishtacha Af Me'em. He asked Binyamin, do you have a brother from your mother? I'm like, I had a brother, but I don't know where he is. Yishtacha Banan, do you have sons? I'm like, he said, I have 10 children. He said, what's their names? I'm like, Bella, Becher, Vachuli. He said, their names are Bella and Becher. I'm like, Mativish Hashemis Allah. He said, so why did you name them these names? I'm like, Kulam al Shem Achi Vatzer Hashem Ratzo. He said that he connected it, all of them are connected to my brother and the troubles that befell him. Bella Shnivla Ben Umis. What does it mean? Bella, because my brother was Nivla, was swallowed amongst the nations. Becher because my brother was the firstborn of my mother. Ashbel because Hashem put my brother into captivity. Geder because my brother was a stranger in a place. Nama because my brother was pleasant to look upon. Because he was my brother and he was my superior. Mupim, it was called Mupim because he learned from my father. Chupim, why I call my son Chupim Shaleda? Oh, Chupazi, he didn't see my Chuppah. Let me see, Ani Chuppasa, I didn't see his Chuppah. The Ered Shir, the Ben Umis, I call him Ered because he descended amongst the nations. Himself the Seta, as we learned himself the Seta, Miyad, Nichbaru Rachmav, immediately Jesus' mercy was stirred. Nichmanu was stirred, Nischamemu was heated. Mishnah came out, Sheal Hakemer Shal Zesim, the language of the Mishnah, the heating vessel of the olives. Asharnami b'michmar b'sira, as the Gemara says, because of the heating of the meat of Mikra Irenu Katana Nichmanu, and the psukim, our skin is parched because of the heat of the hunger. Ischamu nikmedu ksam ksam please lafis of. Kach kenderach kol ershim ischam eise nikmats nichmats. So is the way of all the skin. When it's heated, it shrivels and shrinks. He washed his face and he came out. And he like held himself back and he said, serve the food. He strengthened himself. This is like the strong shields, strength, and looses the belt of the strong. And he set for him separately and for them separately. And for the Egyptians who ate with them separately. Because the Egyptians cannot eat food with the Hebrews. Because this is an abomination for the Egyptians. So Rashi, it is hateful thing for the Egyptians to eat with the Hebrews. Ogos Tam, Nasan Tam, Aldover, and Uncles gave the reason for this matter. They sat before him. First put according to his age, and the youngest according to his youth. And the men looked at each other in astonishment. So Rashi, he knocked with his goblet and he said, Reuven, Shimon Levi Yehuda suffers, and you have one mother. He said, because there's that, you sit in this order. He did this in order of all of them. Now, when he came to Binyamin, Amar Zeh and Le'aim, Ani and Le'aim Yeshuvesti. He said, this one has no mother, and I have no mother, let him sit beside me. And he had portions brought to them before him. And Binyamin's portion was 5 times as large as the portions of any of them. And they drank and became drunk with him. So Rashi Masais, meaning portions. His portion with his brothers, Jesus' portions, and those of Asnas, Nash and Ephraim. Since the day they had sold him, neither they nor he drank wine. But on that day they drank. Perek Mem Dalit Pasuk Alavai Tzavas Hashal basically when he commanded the overseer's house, saying, Malias Am Techois Anoshim Eichel, fill the men's sack with food. Kasher Yuchel Seis, as much as they can carry. But Sim Kesef Ish Befiam Tachti, I put each man's money into the mouth of the sack. As Kivia Gvia Kesef, and my goblet, the silver goblet, Tassim Befiam Tachiz Hakotin, put it into the mouth of the sack of the youngest. As Kesef Shivrei, and his purchase money. And he did according to Yosef's word, which he has spoken. Rashi says, "Gavia kris aruch." This is a tall cup called. This is called like a narrow goblet. The morning became late. The men were sent on their way. They and their donkeys. They had exited the city, but not gone far. Yosef got up, and he told the overseer of his house, "Get up, pursue the men. He sacked them and tell them, why have you repaid good with evil? Is this not the one my master drinks from? Why he even divides with it? Have you done evil by the way you have acted? By Asigim, he overtook them, and he said these words to them. And he said to them, why should my master say such words as these? Far be it. It's a chalila for your servants to do such a thing like this. Rashi says, what does chalila mean? Chulin huldano. It's profane for us. This is an expression of disgrace. Targum says, may your servant be spared. May Hashem blessed be He spare us from doing such a thing. In other words, may He never allow us to do such a thing. There are many such expressions in the Gemara, chas v'shalom, God forbid. Behold the money we found in the mouth of your sacks, we return to you from the land of Canaan. So how could we steal from your master's house silver? Rashi, this is one of the 10 Kavachimers. They're all enumerated in Bereshis Rabbah. Whichever one of your servants whom it is found shall die. And also we will be slaves to my master. So he said, now indeed, so it is as you have spoken. Whoever has this shall be a Eved, and you will be cleared. So Rashi, indeed, according to the law, it is as you have spoken. All is chayv in this matter. If there are 10 people and in the possession of one a stolen article is found, they are all in prison. Then I will act. The one with whom the goblet is found shall be my slave. So they hastened. And each of them lowered a sack to the ground. And each one opened the sack. He searched, he started with the eldest, and finished with the youngest. And they found the Gvia, in Binyamin's sack. So the reason why he started with the eldest, so that they did not detect that he knew where it was. And he cleared their garments. Each one loaded his donkey, and they returned to the city. So Rashi, they were very, very strong men. And they did not have to assist each other to load the donkeys. They returned to the city metropolitan. It was in fact a major metropolis. So why does the Torah say the city? Because it was of no more importance to them, their brothers, than the average city of 10 people as regards to the fighting a war. And Yehuda and his brothers came to Yosef's house, and he was still there. And they fell before him upon the ground. He was waiting for them. So Yosef said to them, what is this deed that you have committed? Don't you know that a person like me practices divination? So don't you know that a person has esteemed, as I know how to test and ascertain through knowledge, reason, that you stole the goblet? So Yehuda said, what shall we say to my master? What shall we speak? And how shall we exonerate ourselves? Hashem has found your servants. Both we and one of whose possessions in the goblets have been found. We know that we have not sinned. It's coming from Hashem. This the creditor has found no place to collect his debt. Manestatic Lashon Tzedek. It's an expression of how Tivish at Chili said it. Tzedek be both ever Lashon Yispaul, and Yispaul need to test Mokum Tov. Any nation Lefnei Eis Yishenash Yised Ativa. Amtz Eis Yikar Kain Tzedek gives us Tzedek. I eat spam gives us Sevavit. Sermon gives us Ceremony standing with their Tzedek with their Tivish at Chila Samach. I shink Shemis Belas Atov. My friend, this is Eis Yikar Kain. By Yistabil Chachovim gives us Sovam Mistakal have his Pekarnia. By Yishtamar Chukas Amri because of Shemer Basamar Amr Stilum gives us Milach Yitzim Shedlo. Still, Bam gives us Stilum Eiselo. But Imr Chalil Li. But he said, for me, far be from me, Masis says, to do this, Ha'isha Shanimsa Gavia Biadi Hu Li Aved, the man in whose possession the goblet was found, he shall be my slave. But you go in peace to your father.